Imagine this scenario. It is 2:14 in the morning and something wakes you up. Not a sound. The absence of sound. The refrigerator is silent. The little blue clock on the microwave is dark. You reach for your phone and the screen lights up, but the signal bars are gone. No service, no data. You walk to the window in bare feet and the floor is colder than it should be. Outside, the entire street is black. Not one porch light. Not one street lamp. Not one glowing window across the way. But far off on the horizon, where the sky meets the rooftops, there is a strange orange glow that should not be there. You try to call someone, anyone. The line is dead, not busy, dead. You open a messaging app and the little circle just spins forever. The last message in your inbox is from 3 hours ago. A friend. Did you see the news? They're saying it could get worse. Like, actually worse. And standing there in your dark kitchen, you feel a thought push its way to the front of your mind. A thought you have been pushing away for months. Maybe it is time to leave. Right now, tonight. But you do not move. Because you do not know where the documents are. You do not know how much gas is in the tank. You do not know if the southern highway is still open. You do not know what to take or what to leave or what to do about the cat. So you stand there and you think, 10 minutes pass, then 20, then 40. And outside the window, doors start to slam. Engines start to turn over. Somebody is yelling in the parking lot. The city is waking up and the city is afraid. In 1 hour, the streets will be jammed. In 2 hours, getting out will be impossible. And in 3, you will wish to God you had moved in the first 5 minutes. Here is the thing. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you this because the most dangerous moment in any evacuation is not the disaster itself. It is the 40 minutes you spend standing in your kitchen wondering what to do. Let me give you one number that should change how you think about this forever. In September 2005, Hurricane Rita threatened the Texas coast, and roughly 2.5 million people tried to evacuate Houston at the same time. The hurricane killed about 7 people directly. The evacuation killed at least 107. People died of heat stroke in stalled traffic. People died in car fires. People ran out of fuel on highways that had become 100-mile parking lots. The storm was not the killer. The unprepared evacuation was. So today, we are going to fix that. I am going to give you a complete system, 8 rules, a 2-hour window from the moment you decide to go to the moment you are safely outside the city limits. The decision, the bag, the fuel, the route, the mistakes. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do, in what order, and why. Let's go. Rule 1. The 5-minute decision. The single most expensive mistake in any evacuation is not slow packing, it is hesitation. People do not lose time to logistics. They lose time to denial. They call relatives, they check the news, they wait for someone official to tell them it is okay to be afraid. And by the time they decide, the window has closed. Here is the physics of crowd movement. In the first hour of a major evacuation, roads are roughly 80 empty because most people are still in denial. In the second hour, traffic doubles. In the third hour, it doubles again and the system locks. After that, you are not driving. You are sitting. So the rule is brutal and it is simple. If the thought, should I leave, has entered your head seriously, you have already answered the question. Give yourself 5 minutes to confirm 3 things, then commit. 1. How bad is it really? 2. How much time do you actually have? 3. Who is with you? Alone, family, kids, pets, and elderly parent. Each of those changes the plan completely. 5 minutes. That is all you get for thinking. After that, it is execution. Rule 2. The grab bag lives by the door. This is the rule that separates the people who get out in 15 minutes from the people who are still packing 2 hours later. Your evacuation kit cannot be assembled during the emergency. It has to already exist. Here is why this matters. Under stress, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles planning and prioritization, gets flooded with adrenaline and works at maybe 30 of normal capacity. You will forget obvious things. You will pack 3 sweaters and no water. You will grab a phone charger and leave the documents in the drawer. The bag has to think for you because in that moment you cannot. What goes in it? The order matters. Life-saving first, comfort last. A single waterproof folder with every important document. Passports, IDs, insurance cards, vehicle title, medical records, photocopies of everything. One folder, one location. You can grab it in 10 seconds in the dark. Cash, real, physical cash in small bills. When the power is out, card readers are dead, ATMs are dead, and cash is the only thing that buys gas, food, or a place to sleep. A few $100s minimum hidden inside that same folder. A medical kit, bandages, antiseptic, pain relievers, any prescription medication you take regularly. And here's the part most people get wrong. If you take insulin, blood pressure medication, or anything daily, you need at least a week's supply already in the bag. Not in the bathroom cabinet. In the bag, forgetting it can kill you faster than the disaster will. Water, roughly 1.5 liters per person per day. That is the medical baseline, not a suggestion. Food that does not need cooking. Energy bars, nuts, canned goods with a pull tab. A change of warm clothing, even in summer because nights get cold and rain happens. A flashlight, a knife, a lighter, a length of cord, and a roll of duct tape. That is your toolkit. 5 items. The whole bag should weigh under 25 pounds. If you cannot carry it up a flight of stairs, it is too heavy. Because here's the part nobody plans for. You may not be driving the whole way. At some point, you may have to walk. And the bag lives by the front door. Not in the closet, not in the basement, not in the attic, by the door. Rule 3. The half-tank law. Here is a number that will save your life. The average car gets about 300 miles on a full tank. On half a tank, you get 150. In stop-and-go evacuation traffic with the air conditioning running, that drops by another 30 to 40. So a half tank in a real evacuation might give you 90 miles. And the nearest open gas station might be 100 miles away. The rule is this. Your fuel gauge never drops below half. Ever. Not, I will fill up tomorrow. Not, I will get it on the way home. When it touches half, you fill it. Treat the bottom half of your tank as an emergency reserve that does not exist for normal life. In a real crisis, gas stations fail in 3 ways within the first 6 hours. The pumps lose power and stop working. The lines reach a mile long and nobody is moving. And the supply runs out because tankers cannot get through the same traffic that you are stuck in. A 5-gallon fuel can in the trunk, properly sealed, gives you another 100 to 150 miles. That is the difference between making it and sleeping on the shoulder of the highway. 30 worth of gas in a 20 can. Cheapest insurance you will ever buy. Rule 4. 3 routes printed on paper. This is where most people make their fatal mistake. They open the navigation app, type in a destination, and follow the blue line. The problem is, every other person in your city is doing the exact same thing on the exact same app, and the algorithm is sending all of you down the exact same road. Here is what you need instead. 3 routes out of your city, planned in advance, printed on actual paper, and stored in your glove box. Route 1 is the obvious one. Major highway. Fast in normal times. Route 2 is the workaround. Through industrial zones, secondary roads, the back way that locals use to skip rush hour. Route 3 is the emergency route. Through residential streets, alleyways, frontage roads, the kind of paths that do not show up cleanly on a navigation app. Why paper? Because when the cell towers go down, your phone becomes a flashlight. The screen still works. The map does not. A folded paper map in your glove box may be the most valuable item in your entire vehicle. It is also the one item almost nobody owns anymore. While you are planning those routes, mark your choke points, bridges, tunnels, highway interchanges, railroad crossings, anywhere the road narrows or merges. In normal traffic, you cross a bridge in 90 seconds. In an evacuation, that same bridge can hold you for 3 hours. A 10-mile detour around a choke point can save you 2 hours of sitting. Rule 5. A real destination with an address. Out of the city is not a plan, it is a wish. If you cannot say the exact street, town, or property where you are going to sleep tonight, you are not evacuating. You are just driving. Here is the difference, and it is enormous. A person evacuating to a known location moves with purpose, conserves fuel, and arrives. A person driving somewhere safer runs out of gas at hour 4, sleeps in the car, and becomes part of the problem. Pick that destination now while you are calm. A relative's house in a small town, a friend's cabin, a motel in a specific city you have already mapped. Ideally, somewhere 60 to 150 miles out, far enough to clear the affected area, close enough to reach on one tank. Then call those people this week and tell them, if something happens, we are coming to you. Is that okay? Get the yes now, not in the middle of a blackout when the phones do not work. And here is a pro tip most people miss. Have a backup destination in a different direction, because the disaster might be sitting between you and your first choice. North does not work, south does, east is closed, head west. 2 destinations, 2 directions, always. Rule 6. The mistakes that kill. This is the part of the video I want you to remember most, because these are the patterns that show up in every post-disaster report, year after year, country after country. Mistake 1. Packing like a vacation. People fill the car so high they cannot see out the back window. Televisions, framed photos, 3 pairs of shoes. The car is overloaded, fuel economy crashes, and if they have to abandon the vehicle, they cannot carry 1/10 of what they brought. The rule is 1 bag per person. What does not fit, stays. Mistake 2. Trusting the navigation app. Already covered, but it bears repeating. The blue line is a trap. Use your head and the paper map. The road through the industrial park that you used to take to the tire shop might be the road that saves your life. Mistake 3. Following rumors. In a crisis, rumors travel faster than facts. Someone yells, "The southern road is closed," and 1,000 cars turn around. It might be true. It might be a panicked guess. Stick to your plan unless you have hard evidence the plan is broken. Believe what you can see, not what you can hear. Mistake 4. Not telling family. You leave. Your brother across town has no idea what you decided. Now there is no one looking for him and no one he can find. Every household needs a single agreed upon meeting point, not a phone number, a place. A specific gas station, a specific church parking lot, a specific intersection in a specific town. If communications fail, we meet there. 1 sentence, 1 location, and a family stays together. Mistake 5. Ignoring the time of day. The best moment to leave is between 4 and 6 in the morning. Most people are still asleep. The roads are at their emptiest. Daylight is coming, so you can see what you're driving into. The worst moment to leave is between 5 and 8 in the evening, when half the city is making the same decision and you are competing with rush hour on top of panic. Mistake 6. Stopping for things you do not need. Every stop is exposure. Every stop is fuel burned, time lost, and one more chance for the situation around you to change. If you do not need to stop, do not stop. Eat in the car. Use the bathroom on the shoulder, push through. Rule 7. The first hour outside the city, you made it. The skyline is in your rearview mirror. Now what? First, do not drop your guard. The first hour outside the city is when people get sloppy. They feel safe, they pull over to celebrate, and they end up stranded in a place they do not know. Keep moving until you reach your destination. Second, the moment you arrive, find water. Not eventually, immediately. Where is the nearest well, spring, river, or rain barrel? Municipal water depends on electric pumps. When the grid is down, the taps may run for a few hours on residual pressure, then stop. Knowing your water source on day 1 means you are not desperate on day 3. Third, establish communication. If cell service is down, try an FM radio. Any cheap battery radio will pick up emergency broadcasts and give you a picture of what is actually happening. Even better, a basic two-way radio shared with family members on the same channel. When phones fail, that little handheld might be your only link to the people you love. Fourth, do not stand out. You arrived, you are safe, you have supplies. Now keep that quiet. Do not light a fire visible for a mile. Do not unload your trunk in the front yard so the whole road can see what you brought. In the early days of a crisis, the people who survive best are the people who look ordinary. Boring as camouflage. Rule 8. The walking option. I want to end on this one because almost no one plans for it, and it is the rule that has saved the most lives historically. What if there is no fuel? What if the roads are blocked solid? What if your car will not start? What then? The answer is, you walk. A reasonably healthy adult with a light pack walks about 3 miles per hour over flat terrain. Over 10 hours with breaks, that is 25 to 30 miles. In 2 days, you can clear almost any city on Earth on foot. But walking requires 3 things you have to set up now. Real shoes, not sandals, not dress shoes, not the worn-out sneakers in the back of the closet. A pair of broken-in walking shoes that lives near your grab bag. A pack you can actually carry. The 25-pound limit I mentioned earlier exists for this reason. If you cannot walk 10 miles with that bag on your back today, in good weather on a sidewalk, you cannot do it in a crisis, and a route on paper. The same 3 routes you planned for driving, walked instead. Some of them will work for both. Some will not. Know which is which. If you are older, or if you have mobility limits, the walking distance shrinks, but the principle does not change. Even 1 mile on foot to a friend's house, a bus station, or a meeting point can be the difference between getting out and being trapped. A note on safety, because this rule touches the dangerous parts. Anything that burns fuel needs ventilation or it goes outside. Period. That means your car engine, a portable generator, a camp stove, a propane heater. If you are going to run any of them for warmth or cooking after you arrive, run them outdoors or in a structure with serious cross-ventilation. Carbon monoxide is invisible, odorless, and it will kill an entire family in a sealed car or a closed garage in under an hour. It is one of the top killers in every post-disaster report I have ever read. Not the disaster, the improvised heating. Take this one seriously. So, here is what you now know. You know why hesitation kills more people than the disaster. You know that the bag has to exist before the night you need it. You know the half-tank law, the 3 routes, and the paper map in the glove box. You know that out of the city is not a destination, and that the navigation app is sending you into the same trap as everyone else. You know the 6 mistakes, and you know the walking option exists. 2 hours, from the moment you decide to the moment you are clear. But those 2 hours do not start when the lights go out. They start tonight, while you still have power, internet, and a calm head. Pack the folder, build the bag, fill the tank, print the maps, talk to your family, one evening. That is the whole investment. Stay ready, stay calm, and if it ever happens, move in the first 5 minutes.